had a penny for every time someone told me that there's no more money to be made in crypto because the price of Bitcoin or whatever is too high. Well, I'd probably be richer than I am now, I suppose. This episode of the show, I want to talk about some of my favorite NFTs, okay, and the ones that have sold for the biggest profits here recently. So we're going to talk about some recent stuff that's happened. I even made notes, so you know when it's serious when we got notes. We're going to start off with Fide and Sub by Tyler Hobbs, number 313, which recently sold for 1,000 ETH this past August. This piece of artwork, you know, I actually can appreciate it. It does tickle my fancy. Do I see it being worth $3.3 million, which is 1,000 ETH at the time? I don't know. But what I do like about this piece of artwork is that the original owner purchased it only 2 months prior for whopping $1,400. I think it was like 0.58 ETH at the time. Anyway, now let's get to the nitty gritty. And that's the Mad Dog Jones. I always think just saying Mad Dog. Mad Dog Jones Replicator is a very interesting study. They're going to teach about stuff like this in school. I'm telling you, this Replicator. So Replicator was a really cool idea because it replicates itself. Yeah, it's a piece of digital artwork that actually creates other artwork, hence the photocopy machine. So every 28 days, this piece of digital artwork is going to create another original piece. It's like 6 or 7 generations. And then each piece of artwork is in turn also going to create other pieces of artwork. There's some jams put in there, so it's very hard to specifically say how many pieces are going to be out there, but it's going to be around 220. Now, this originally sold for $4.1 million this past April, and its subsequent pieces have been selling for like 1.6 million plus. So this guy, you want to keep an eye on Mad Dog Jones. He's doing a lot of really interesting things. He's been a digital artist for a long time. You can find him on Instagram. But he's doing a lot to build his value and build scarcity. You may be thinking, oh my God, well, what good does that do me when these pieces are selling for so much? But Mad Doggin, did 100 pieces called Nifty Gateway, and he sold them for $1 each. The most recent one of these sold for $169,000. So there's a lot of opportunity to still get in there and find a deal. Now, I know you guys have probably heard of CryptoPunks. You know, one of my favorites is 2338, which sold for $4.4 million this past August. This was originally purchased for $443. That's a 1 million percent appreciation in less than 3 years. Now, this is one of 8 zombie ones, which makes it a kind of a more rare specimen out of 10,000 CryptoPunks. Anyway, if you're thinking all this stuff, what is it made for? What is it used for? Is none of this stuff put to good use? Well, I got a couple of examples that have been put to good use. One of these is the Save 1,000 Lives, which sold for $5.1 million. Now, this is a project actually dedicated to saving and helping mothers and children in Southeast Asia. We're talking about like India, Bangladesh. So the $5.1 million price went right back to Nora Health, I guess this charity, and really has gone to save and will save thousands of lives. So there's also some good that's coming out of this. Another example of good was Stay Free by, you know, the old NSA whistleblower John Snowden. This one sold for over $5 million, and he dedicated the proceeds to the freedom of the press. This piece of artwork apparently is him thinking, you know, whatever. This is appeals court pieces of text in the background, supposedly. I don't know. It just goes to show that a lot of these things, the proceeds can go to specific causes. Now, just an honorable mention. I'm going to do it in more parts of this, but I did want to mention the every day of our lives, you know, the 5,000 days of Wilkerman. This one sold for Christie's for $69.3 million. Everyone knows this. It's made comprised of 5,000 of his previous artwork. He did one piece a day, published it online. They put it all together. And what's funny is that this guy, this Indian billionaire, Sudhir Sun or whatever, and Justin Sun were battling it out for that top purchase. So crazy money for this, $69.3 million. I'm telling you. People are crazy buying these things, or lucky. I'm telling you, when someone says there's no more money to be made in crypto, that's just off the top a few very recent transactions with NFTs that have made tons of money. I love mention the Replicator because I think that in the future, if you're looking at projects, look at something that's new. Look at something that's adds some form of technical acumen to the art. I think that fusion makes it more appealing. So not just, oh, well, this piece of art, but it does something. For example, the Replicator. And also look at established artists like Mad Dog Jones and just kind of look at what he's doing and what he did at the beginning to gain popularity, and see if you find that in other people. But it's more about innovation. You can't replicate that. Replicate it. You know, it's really hard to be like, okay, I'm going to find somebody like Mad Dog, early Mad Dog, invest, and he's going to make it. No, because it's innovation. A lot of times it's the first to do it. So try to find other artwork that is doing something that's a first, kind of like he did with Replicator. I mean, that's kind of my thoughts on that, and I'm going to share more. This is just episode 1. We're going to do a whole series about NFTs. So thank you guys for watching.